But for just like a cube like this, we can set the material applied to it. And if you enabled starter content, then you'll see things like all these different materials here, like this brick material, all this stuff, basic floor, many different things available. We can simulate physics, gravity, cast shadows or not cast shadows. There's plenty of different stuff in here that you can just scroll through and play with, and that's honestly the best way to learn all of these different details for the most part, unless there's something that you really think you should understand how it works and you can't figure it out, then you might want to look into it a bit more. But yeah, so that's what we've got here in the details panel. Up top, we've got a whole bunch of tabs. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff to go into here. First, I'll just mention we've got the play button here. So if you're working on a game, you just hit play, and then it'll start going through all of your game code and stuff. You can launch it to your game to various different platforms: TV, Mac, Android, iOS. But that's much outside the scope of this course, so I'll just let you know that that's a thing. Then we also have all of our different modes up here. By default, we've got our active select editing mode, which is just where we can select stuff and edit the level, edit the details and all that. We've got our landscape editing tool here, but this is just going to allow us to create realistic landscapes by just painting meshes and stuff. We also have foliage editing, where we can paint in grass and stuff. We have mesh painting, fracture editing, and then also brush editing, which is where we can basically create simple meshes directly inside of Unreal. All right, so let's just go back to our active select editing mode here and go through these few tabs up at the top here. So we, of course, have our save button, which is pretty important if you ask me. Be sure to click that a lot, like basically every 3 minutes. Make sure you click and save. We have the create button, and so by clicking this, we can go through all of the many different objects that are available to add into our level. So we can add we can add a point light over here. Boom, now we got a light. We can create shapes, we can add more cubes and stuff, and then edit them inside of our level. We also have our content folder here, or content tab, and so by clicking this, we can bring up one of our content browsers. So for example, we can just click this, and now we have all of our folder hierarchy inside our project that shows us all of the different things that we have, all of our actors, all of our materials, all this stuff that we can use inside of our game, the animations for our character, various meshes and stuff. And let's just, since this is something that does get used pretty often, you might want to put this down here. And if you notice what I just did there, I just dragged a window. And this is something that I should actually probably go over just briefly. You can edit all of your windows very easily. You can scale them up, down, left, right. You can place tabs. So if you grab the tab, you can move it to the side, move it to the top. You can move it to the left or right. You can have it on the left and put a bunch of sub-tabs in, just like so. We could pack all of our tabs in here on the side or something. You can edit this stuff however you like, and you can make it as familiar as you want. If you're familiar with one specific software that is laid out in one specific way, lay it out like that, because that's just how logic works. All right, so then other than that, we have our blueprints tab here, which we are going to use a little bit later on, which is where we can open up our level blueprint. We can create new blueprints and stuff like that. Hopefully this will have helped you get a better understanding of the general layout of the editor. This is basically all the fundamental stuff that you really need to know about it, and hopefully you feel a bit more comfortable in the engine. So in the next video, we'll start, I'll show you real quick how to put together a level and stuff so that you can start working on some cool cinematics. And yeah, so let's do that now. All right, so in this part, I'm going to go over all of the different ways